Okay, good morning guys. Today we're going to do crepes, keeping up with our breakfast theme. This is actually take 2. The first one did not turn out, and I'm going to tell you why I think it didn't turn out when we get to that step. So first thing we kind of want to keep in mind, remember when you're measuring flour, and this is just all-purpose flour, we're just going to kind of measure over. Obviously, it's easier if we have a bowl or a big, container that we keep them in. We don't necessarily use a lot of flour, so that's really not super necessary here. We're going to go ahead. So that's 3/4 cup. You guys should know, hopefully we're remembering, if you don't have a 3/4 cup measuring cup, which a lot of people don't, we don't, you're going to use 1/4 and 1/2 or your 1/4 3 times. And I love when I'm seeing pictures of you guys and you are already remembering that. When we measure our salt, remember you don't want to just measure over the bowl. A lot of times we get a lot more than we actually want. Baking powder and salt actually are the same amount in this recipe. So we're just we can level off there. For our sugar, it's only a tablespoon of sugar. Crepes or crepes, depending on how you say it. To be honest, I usually say crepe, but most people I think probably say crepe. Crepes can be savory or salty. We're just going to take our whisk, we're going to give that a quick stir, and then we're going to let that set. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and preheat my skillets. I'm going to turn these on so that they are ready. Okay, I see 2 girls that are going to be in really big trouble today. So I'm not sure how you guys are doing at your house, but these people are making me crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and crack the egg since I just touched the burners, and then I'm going to wash my hand. Remember, anytime I do touch an egg, I wash my hand separately. Now, the last time we did this, so we did this just a couple minutes ago, and it just didn't work out, and it probably would have tasted okay, but it wasn't one that I wanted to use for a video. What we did was we added the egg in at that point, and you don't really want to do that because the protein in the egg will join with the flour, and it made it clumpy. So it was almost like 2 separate mixtures. So when we measure with our milk and our liquid measuring cup, we're going to get down, we're going to look at it. I can pour it in this bowl if I want. Oh, that was a close one. And then I need 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. Remember, we did add that sugar. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to put our melted butter or margarine, whichever you are using. We're going to pour that in. Then we're going to take our egg, milk, and vanilla mixture, and we're going to whisk all of that together. Okay, it does smell pretty good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spray these skillets, and partially just because I already had some stuff on them, and I don't want these to stick. And we're going to do 3.
This looks way better.
Oh yeah, this is definitely mixing better. And when you mix this, you'll kind of see you want to get down and you want to make sure that you're scraping even the sides of the bowl. We're going to use our 1/4. Okay, Ken, do you want to grab the computer and move it over here? All right, so this definitely does look a lot better. Our skillets are warm. If at home you use a griddle, this would be a great thing to make on a griddle. We don't use our griddle a lot. It's in the basement. I'd have to kind of pull it out. I'm going to use my 1/4 cup. And when I do this, when I pour this in, I'm going to make sure that I spread it out. And then I'm even going to take this and I'm going to thin it out even more. Okay? Because even though a lot of times people think crepes are like pancakes, that's not really what they are. Okay? So my 1/4 cup is not necessarily an exact measurement. It's really just something for me to use to kind of tell me how much I want in there, and then I can use the bottom of it and spread it out. The girls have been wanting these for a while, and this is a smaller skillet. This is my skillet that if you watched yesterday's, I used the eggs. I did the scrambled eggs in there. It's more like an omelet pan. So this one is pretty easy. See that, Care Bear? We can kind of turn this skillet around. And when you're on a griddle, you can't necessarily do that. So that is the cool thing on a skillet where you can do it. As soon as it really starts to be done.
Takes like 30 seconds.
Yeah, and you see that was super quick. We can go ahead and we can flip these. Now, these ones aren't necessarily as pretty as I would want them to be. But that's okay. We're going to let that one go just a minute longer. This one, though, is done. Okay? So once we have it, once you have your crepe and it's done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it on a plate. And then we're going to choose our toppings. Okay? So over here we have strawberries. Here, we'll come over here so you can kind of see. We have some strawberries cut, some blueberries, and then some whipped topping. We also have peanut butter. I think peanut butter is pretty good in them. With like a chocolate syrup.
Oh, we do have chocolate syrup.
Some people like Nutella. I'm not a Nutella person, so we don't have any of that. But you know, you can kind of make that your own.
This one's looking about that here.
And you can do with it what you want. Oh, that one looks really good.
Perfect.
Yeah, we have chocolate syrup though. Do you want to use that or chocolate syrup?
We can use chocolate syrup.
Yeah, I would use whichever. The other thing, like if you've ever gone to Bob Evans, I do like Bob Evans crepes, which is kind of
They are
funny.
good.
And there's a food truck that makes really good crepes. I haven't seen them in a while though, but and nothing probably compares to Mr. Landry's crepes. His are super good.
They're amazing.
But again, this is kind of easy. It's definitely easier if you're just going to kind of swirl it around like this, because then it'll go as thin as you want. But you could even do, if you wanted, you could put like a little bit of cream cheese in there, a little bit of powdered sugar. But I mentioned at the beginning that some people do them savory. And I've had students before that have put like chicken on the inside. I would probably just use like a taco shell or a burrito shell if I was going to do that. But honestly, you can kind of do whatever you want. So we're going to go ahead and we'll see what kind of creation Kara comes up with, Kensington comes up with. And then I will post some pictures. Okay, I hope you guys are doing well. And like I said, I'm going to post the optional assignment today. It is optional, totally bonus. If you want to do it, you don't have to. But, you know, it's out there. Okay, I hope you guys are staying healthy and safe, and I'll talk to you soon.